Hey guys, it's Aaliyah with Open Doors, Open Hearts blog, and today I'm really excited to share with you some fun thrifting that I did recently and the items I was able to bring home. But before we get into that, you may be looking at the wall behind me and wondering where that mirror went that was there 2 weeks ago when I shared my entryway. And it is currently in the garage drying. In that video, I told you that I was craving some change in our home, and so I decided to take that mirror into the garage and give it a new finish. And I'm really excited to share that with you at the end of this video. So the first thing I'm going to share with you is an item that I picked up at a garage sale recently. It is this cute little brass pitcher. I absolutely love it. I feel like it's super simple and it's brass, so it definitely goes with that cottage style that I really like. But I also just really liked it because it was $3, and I feel like an item like this, that's as cute as this is, for only $3 is something that you absolutely cannot pass up. So that was the first thing I got, and I want to also note that I feel like you can watch these videos about thrift hauls and you can get super discouraged because you go to a thrift store and you come home with nothing, or maybe you went to a thrift, like 2 or 3 different thrift stores, and you came home with one item. That happens to me all the time. All of the time I go to thrift stores and I leave with nothing. So I'm sharing with you a successful thrift haul, but I don't want you to get discouraged from going thrifting, because you can absolutely have success, but I want you to just know, like, honestly, I have a lot of times that I go and I have nothing to show for it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to share with you, I got at a thrift store. Actually, everything else that I'm going to share with you, I got at the same thrift store on the same day. So the first thing is this cute little candle snuffer. I have another one. Here, let me go grab it. This is the other candle snuffer that I have, and it's silver and I like it, but it doesn't, it's all one solid piece. And it's actually kind of pretty big, it's pretty long, but this one is shorter and I can move the handle. So that's really convenient, for actually using it to snuff out candles. So I really liked it, and you guys, it was $2. So for $2, I felt like I could absolutely take this home. It is a little bit gold. I don't know that I love the gold, but I can very easily fix that. If I want to change the color, I can just take some steel wool and kind of rough it up a little bit. And then I can put some rub and buff on here, or I could do some gilding wax, which now that I think about it, I probably will do some gilding wax now that it's not in the store and it's in the house. But so anyhow, that was the first thing I got. The next thing I got was a basket, and I absolutely love this basket. I love the shape of this basket. I don't know if I can, I like the way that it's kind of like lower on the sides here and comes up, and I also really like the color. I really like these lighter baskets. I don't know why I'm drawn to them more, but I do. I guess if you think about it, I've lightened a lot of my furniture too, my wooden furniture. So I'm just really drawn to the more lighter and neutral colors of wood. So I got this, and this was, again, $2. So I felt like that was a really, really good deal. It's not in perfect condition. I think I can show you here. This is kind of broken a little bit. I don't know, can you see where it's a little broken there? But for going to the garden and putting vegetables in it and bringing it in, or even just using it as decor for flowers, I think it's gonna be perfect, and I'm not worried at all about that little bit of damage. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to share with you that I got at the thrift store, these are actually the reason I went to the thrift store, because I've been thinking about the changes that I want in our home and pricing out what it would cost to do that. And so behind me, I think it would be really cool to have the mirror between two wall sconces, which I have in the basement. And I think it looks really good. I really like it. But at the thrift store, I saw these wall sconces, and I had an idea. At Pottery Barn, there are a couple really simple wall sconces that you guys would probably feel like would fit my style, but they don't fit my style because for two of them, they're $70. And this was $3. And the second one was $3. So $6 is definitely way within my budget, but $70 for a couple wall sconces is not. Now, when you're looking at these, you're probably like, that does not fit your style in your home. It maybe is a little more traditional and less cottagey. But I have an idea for a thrift store flip, and if you stick around, I will show you the final reveal of the wall and how it looks and how it turns out, and I'll take you on the process of how I turned this from a kind of traditional candle sconce to a more cottage simple wall sconce. So to make this mirror frame look a little more vintage, I decided to change the color from black to something that was a little bit more brass or gold. And for this particular frame, I started out with rub and buff in antique gold. Because this mirror frame has a bunch of little details, instead of using my finger to rub it in, I took paint brushes and I just dabbed it in some rub and buff, and we started painting it onto the mirror frame. I've done this before and I've never been able to successfully clean the rub and buff out of the paintbrush. So if you choose to do this, I recommend using a cheap paintbrush that you don't mind to throw away when you're done. After the rub and buff was dry, I then took some gilding wax that I had from another project, and I started doing the same thing that I did with the rub and buff with the gilding wax. I thought that maybe by doing a couple different of like the brassy gold colors, it would make the mirror look a little bit more vintage.
But these are different colors.
Yep. Trying to give it a little depth and dimension.
What's dimension? It means like different.
And I'm kind of going and I'm spinning my brush in a circle motion. You see how I'm getting it kind of in a circle-y motion?
Do you want to make sure we leave a little bit of black in there so it's not completely?
Yep, that's what I want, a little bit of black and a little bit of the other color to be able to see through.
What it actually was.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be all black. You've changed it 1,000 times. Actually, Mom, it was white and then Mom painted it black. Yeah. Silly Mom. Keep changing colors.
Silly Mom. You keep changing colors. Okay, so the wall sconce project. My husband is super sweet and I love him very much. He completed this entire project for me and then at the end was like, hey babe, you know we could have done this with just a couple 1x2s. We didn't need to go out and buy wall sconces. So anyhow, now that it's done, you can do this at home. This is a simple DIY with just a 1x2 and some spray paint. But for us, all we did was cut the little detail off of the sides with a table saw, and then we cut the curved edge off of the top and the bottom with a circular saw. After that, all I did was spray paint it black. Now, one of the wall sconces did come unglued and fall apart, so I had to glue it back together. But that was super easy and not difficult to work with at all. So I just glued it back together after I spray painted it, and then once they were dry, I had my husband help me and we measured and hung them up on the wall. Now, I'm gonna be really honest. I like this look a lot. I really, really like the vintage looking mirror frame and the wall sconces on either side of it. What I'm a little bit kind of like, I don't know about is I feel like the wall sconces are maybe a little bit too modern looking. They're kind of chunky and didn't quite turn out the way that I envisioned it in my head. I do like them. I don't think they're terrible and it's not like I'm gonna take them down. But I do think that I am gonna keep my eye out for some actual vintage sconces to hang on the wall. Okay, I just did something. I was about to pack up the camera and be done videoing, but I have to show you a little thing that I just learned. I have some candlesticks that when I put the candle in, it gets kind of topsy-turvy, and that is happening with these back here. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just take a lighter and I will light the bottom of the candle and like kind of get it nice and soft, and maybe even let a few drips of wax go into the candlestick, and then I stick it in there and let it kind of get hard the way that I want it, like straight vertical. But I was a little nervous to do that with these because they're wooden. And I'm sure it's probably fine. It's not a problem. But then the other thought I had is I also had some candlesticks that for whatever reason, just the way that they are, if I were to do that, the wet wax would actually drip all the way down out of the candlestick and then onto whatever table I was setting the candlestick on. So I just had this random idea. I went and grabbed some twine out of a drawer that we have in the kitchen. Our junk drawer has twine. And I wrapped it just around the bottom of the candlestick. And then when I did that, I went to put it back in the candlestick holder over here, and it actually worked. Like, it got in there really nice and snug. So I'm just gonna show you, I just wrapped a little bit of twine around the bottom of this candlestick. You can see where I've melted it for a different candlestick holder. There's that little line. That's a really cool little trick that I thought I would share with you guys, because it's one that I just thought up just now, and I just thought it was really good. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, I hope that you hit the subscribe button down below. I'll see you next time.